best about the way you guys are playing right now?
Just how together we are, how connected we are out there on the defensive end, and offensively continuing to make the game easy. It's fun to play that way.
Is that, do you think, a product of just familiarity, having at this point in the season and going through all the growing pains?
I think so. I think that's a big part of it. We've identified how we want to play, what we want to do, and those first few months were obviously us trying to find that, and we feel good with what we have now.
Have you ever been a part of a team that's like taken such a drastic turn from where you guys were to where you are now?
Yeah. As far as playing like that, I've seen it. I've seen a team go from being, let's say, a 500 team or below 500 to being able to make the transition. And I just believe it goes into all the hard work that that the group is putting in throughout the season, and us sticking with it, continuing to grind, continuing to trying to find ways. Coach's message has always been clear, and the fact that we're all buying into it, and we're doing those things. It's turning to success.
On a completely different note, with Isaiah here getting another shot at a 10-day, initially, what are your thoughts on his story and everything that he's been through, really, since he left Boston?
Just a lot of respect for Isaiah. He was, and we've talked about this, but when I came here many years ago, he was one of the big reasons why I came, to Boston, and he's someone that I was very fortunate to play with, to see firsthand how much he cares about the game, and the fact that he's so resilient, and he loves to play basketball. He just does, and I'm just very happy to watch him get another opportunity and to be able to come out and show that he can still play.
Your three-point shooting since the All-Star break has been, about 40% there. Is the general flow of the offense, the fact that you guys have kind of, especially in the starting five, have really found your stride there, is that helping just the looks you're getting, do you feel like, from that standpoint? Or how would you kind of characterize that?
Yeah, I think it's, to answer that, I think it's the fact that, we're continuing to gel, but also, the guys are continuing to trust me and have confidence in me being in those positions, and whether it's Jason or Jalen staying in my ear, the way that we're moving the ball and everything also makes things, better for everyone. And I'm just happy that I've been able to, to shoot it better here this last stretch.
Last couple games, KD and Ja really tested your defensive scheme. You guys had to kind of change the way you switch up. Instead of having the switch up top and then Robert rotate under, you were kind of passing them off in the range area. How important was it to see that you could pull off those challenges and kind of show you can play off defensive schemes?
It's important because it's different looks. It's potential playoff teams that are, they're challenging you in just different ways, and they're very unique players. KD really obviously challenged us in that way. We had to get creative and find ways to try to slow him down, and with Ja was similar. So these are all just great tests for us. For these next few weeks, we're playing a lot of good teams and a lot of good players, and they're just at the right time because we need to continue to sharpen up and continue to be better for when the playoffs come.
But when you were going through that big winning streak, you were facing a lot of teams that were banked up or bottom of the standings. You're kind of like sitting into your normal scheme. They weren't really testing you to get creative. So was there a bit of that stasis where it's like you needed to be tested to see if you were sharpened up and that you didn't kind of?
No, I think that during those games it was for us to find our identity. It didn't matter. We found our identity during that stretch. I don't think it mattered who the team was. I just think that we needed to, as a group, find consistency, which, those first few months we didn't have. One game played well, another game bad, and it was just like roller coaster. So it just happened to be that during that stretch, those teams that we were winning against weren't necessarily winning that much, but for us it was just more about us, and once we found that, we just knew that at that point we found something and we could roll with that.
For you personally, I guess last time you were here, you were one of like the real central players. You would start off high, you would kind of like pace yourself throughout the year, and then you would really turn it on in the playoffs. It seems like lately, especially on the defensive end, you're playing with the different energy levels. So are you in that ramp-up phase now?
Yeah, I mean, it is a long season, and for me, continuing to see how I can impact the game and finding ways. But I just feel like when we're getting closer to the playoffs and the playoffs start, just the magnitude and how much these games mean. For me personally, I feel like my game elevates because of that. So it's just a lot of fun to be in this position right now.
How close are you paying attention to the standings? And do you guys is there a certain position you'd like to be in?
Yeah, I am paying attention to them. But, for us, it's just the best position that we can. I don't know what that's going to be, but we want to continue to improve. We definitely don't want to fall into that play in 7, 8, 9, 10, none of that. So, for us, it's just continuing to improve and see what happens. We're still there. We're in the middle of things. We're fighting through. But at this point, it's definitely avoiding that, that playing scenario.
Presented by your New England Ford dealers. Built for America. Built Ford proud.